In this video, we'll be showing you how to use our new upload tool. First thing you'll notice with our new upload page here, it actually asks if you have a common page. For this example, we've ordered 2 sets of business cards, which is why it's asking if there's a common page. We'll go ahead and click the yes button. So to continue, you would just go ahead and click the upload button here, and this will allow you to upload files to your first set. So as you can see up here, we have the job number. We also have the job name with basically details about your job. It goes over the file formats that this upload tool can accept. It'll automatically extract zip files that are uploaded, provided they're not in any directories. It'll take PDF files, TIFF, JPEG, PNG, GIF, Excel, and Microsoft Word document files. We prefer your PDFs to be multi-page documents where you can have each front and back on its own page. Before we start with the upload tool, let's have a quick review on how you should ensure your files are set up correctly. If you go ahead and click this here where it says click here, you can it'll basically take you to this help center page. So step 1, you want to ensure your files are in CMYK. Step 2, you want to ensure that you have your bleed, crop, and type safety. You've kept your artwork within these areas. So an example which is correct would be this cat example, where you can see the text is within the yellow type safety box. It's the crop area, which is your magenta line, is where we're going to be cutting, and the blue box is the bleed area, and that's where you want to extend any background that or any images that you'd like to get trimmed right off the edge of the page. So in this case, when we cut on the magenta line, you'll see you'll still get the cat's ears and whatnot in the final print. An example of where this would be incorrect would be here with the picture of the dog. As you can see, the text is beyond the type safety, which is too close to the crop area, and in this example there is no bleed. The bleed has not been extended for the background, so when we cut, we're going to cut right where the image ends, which could lead to there being white showing around the card, or us even trimming off a little bit of the text for the card itself. Okay, so step 3 talks about border thickness. You want to ensure that your borders aren't too thick. That they are thick, at least 1/4 inch thick. If they're too thin, then they won't trim properly. The next thing you want to double check is your image quality. You want to ensure that they're at 300 dpi. If it prints at 300 dpi, it'll be nice and crisp. If it's at 72, it'll print out fuzzy. Step 5 talks about rich black. Basically what that is if you fill up a solid with just 100% black, a large solid, it'll print out, as you see on the screen, like a dull black. If you want it to be a really rich black, you need to use the color recipe of 30% cyan magenta, 60% yellow, and 100% black. Do not do this to fine text, as you could run into registration issues. Step 6 is overprinting, and the image to the left does not have overprint applied. If we did apply overprint to the same image, this is how it would look on the right. You'll see it's a really nice effect, which is great. The issue that happens in printing is a lot of people by accident apply it to text that's lighter than the background. Once again, overprint is off. In this first example, if we were to turn overprint on, you would see the text disappears if it was applied to the same text. So best thing to do is when you export out of your design programs, like we prefer the PDF format, open up the PDF and turn your overprint preview on and ensure the text is the way it should be. The final step is your orientation, pretty self-explanatory. The top of the page we call the head of the page. We always like to print head to head, meaning the top should match the top of the back, meaning if you're reading the front the way you would normally read, left to right, up and down, the back should be the same way. The first example is correct, the second example is incorrect because the back is upside down, the third example is incorrect because the front is upside down. Over here, here are some examples of how the your postcard or business card would be if it's a horizontal layout. The first example, once again, is correct. The second one's correct as well. And this one here, your front is horizontal and your back is vertical. And we've rotated the back. The back could be rotated this way, could be rotated the other way. It doesn't really matter as long as they're both the same way. This example is incorrect because the back is upside down. This one's incorrect because the front is upside down. Where people get stumped quite a bit is with greeting cards that open up vertically. If you have a greeting card that opens up vertically, the front actually is upside down the text. The back is reading the correct way, and the inside would read the correct way. A lot of people submit the artwork like the second example, where the front and the back read the same way, and the inside read the same way. And if the job is folded, which the black line indicates, it would be virtually impossible for us to, it wouldn't print correctly. And this is just a horizontal layout, which is pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead now and use our tool. It says here, click the Add Files button on the left, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to basically upload files by clicking the Add File button. We'll select our files to upload, and I'll click Upload. We're uploading a multi-page PDF. Recall we're uploading 2 sets, so step 2 says assign uploaded files to pages by dragging the previous from the left window to the right. So we'll go ahead and drag the front. For the back, we'll go ahead and drag the back. Now let's review our tools that we have here. The first tool is the rotate tool that allows us to rotate the canvas. The second tool allows us to rotate the image. The move tool is a nice tool. It actually allows you to move the image by the pixels you've indicated. So right now it says 50. If I click the arrow to the right here, it's moving it to the right. If I move down, it's moving it down. Clicking the center button it resets it. This is useful when you have a front and back of artwork that's on the same layout. You could basically place the file and move it as needed with the move tool. The next tool is a scale tool, which allows you to scale your artwork vertically and horizontally. So if I click the down button, it scales it vertically, and click the left tool, it scales it horizontally. Once again, to reset this, click the center button. You could also keep the proportions by selecting the lock. This tool basically allows you to shrink and enlarge your artwork. The 3D tool is pretty cool. If you click it, it basically allows you to visualize if you're looking at the front. If you were to flip your card to the right, that's exactly how it would look. So it gives people a great indication, a 3D view. This tool allows you just to hide and show the labels that are on the top here. And the final tool is the PDF tool, which actually generates a PDF that you can save out and send to your customer for approval if need be. Let's go ahead and close this now. So step 4 says approve the preview and click the continue button indicating any special instructions. So right now it says I approve the preview. If we had any notes. Now if you click the continue button and you run into an error, a lot of times it's because you've had this window open too long. You could basically just come to the end of the line up here, click to the right and press enter to refresh it. Let's see what happens now, because we have had the screen open quite a bit. Okay, so we've run into no issues in this example. So we've uploaded our first set of files. We can go ahead and upload our second. For set 2, now you'll see you can upload files for the common page because that was done in the first set. All we need to do now is drag our back to our second file, which we've done. Go ahead and click continue again, and that you approve the preview. And that's basically it. This will take you to the final page. Once you click the continue to the next step, which I'll do now, it brings you to this page. For some reason, if you're not able to get to this page because you had your browser open, it will allow you to resume the order. Well, if you have any questions, please email prepress@bosslogo.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video.